What's up? What's up? What is up? And welcome to the Dr. Ali Griffith Show, Mindset, Meditation, and Motivation. You are in for a special treat today. I have a dear friend of mine, a massive global leader, someone who has been introduced to me through the Lisa Nichols camp. Her name is Kate McKay, and she is a breakthrough catalyst. Kate is proving every day that prosperity comes in many different forms. As a transformational speaker, a coach, a fitness guru, entrepreneur, international best-selling author, and multi-million dollar business owner whose passion is simply to spread a message of living a life of abundance. She is now excited about her newest book project. It's called Claim Your Inner Badass: How to Live a Life of Courage and Unleash Your Personal Power, which launches very, very soon. So by the time you listen to this, most likely it would have recently been launched because it's being launched on November 17th, and it is available on Amazon. We're going to put the direct link below, but we are going to learn more about Kate. And most importantly, I know you guys want to know, how do you unleash your inner badass? So I know I want to know. So everyone, welcome Kate, and get ready for another few minutes of just some badass conversation. How are you, Kate?
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so thrilled to be here.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I love the concept of removing all these extra things that you have in front of you and these layers that we have, that we walk around with us. As an autism mom, it took me a while to be a real badass. I mean, I was a badass, but I wasn't telling everyone I was a badass because I thought being a badass was bad until I
Right, exactly.
wait a minute. Badass is something actually good.
Right.
So unleashing that was work for me, and I'm excited about what you can share with our audience. So tell us a little bit about, where did this title come from? Where did this concept come from?
Right. That's awesome. So, it was funny. You're saying Unleash Your Inner Badass, and that was actually going to be my title, but someone had it already on Amazon. So I was like, oh. So the word claim just sort of evolved. My son came to me in a dream and told me, Mom, I've been claimed in a dream. This is a son who actually lost a couple of years ago. And so this is the reason why I wrote the book and put claim in the title, because it has some serious significance to me. When I had that dream, I woke up and I said, oh my gosh, what does that mean? I Googled it and it came up Ephesians, New Testament. I'm with Holy Spirit. So I was like, okay, I guess that's a good thing. So, I've always been a really super positive, enthusiastic, and hardworking individual. And I think people perceive of me that way. And yet when I lost my son, I had to continue to show up. Because what happens is, like you're just talking about that, exactly, having the son with autism, is that we feel like this feeling like, is this something we should hide from? How do we talk about it? How are people going to perceive of us? I am every mother's worst nightmare. My son took his life. Right. And to be able to walk through that with courage has been absolutely transformational at a whole nother level. And I feel completely committed to that transformation and helping others get through that.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. How do you move through those moments when you're not sure how to find courage, when you're feeling like that timid scarecrow? How do you get to that point from one end to the other? What can you share with our audience that helped you to move through that process?
Well, what a wonderful question, actually. And I think that really much of my work as a coach and as a mom and as a friend is really helping people create a vision of how they want to look and feel. And everyone's unique, right? I mean, that's the benefit of being a coach, is I get to play with people from, 15 years old to 75, every race, every religion. Listen, I'm one of 9 kids. I love diversity. I love to be enigmatic. I love to meet new people. It's just it just gets me off and gets me excited. So one of the things that I do with clients is helping them create a vision statement. So what is it that you want to look and feel? And I give them 100 different words, and then we come up with a statement. And they were like, oh, okay, well, that's kind of cool. I'm like, no, that's unbelievable. And I have to circle it back to, like, after what happened with Will, the loss of my son, is my mission statement is to live powerfully with courage and enthusiasm. That's just me. And so, the bottom line is I had to find a way to do grief like that. So if you're clear, the listeners on, listening, if you're clear on what your why is, like what is it that makes your heart yearn, that you will work tirelessly to move through, that's where you function from. And I think that's the gift. We're here to help each other, give light to each other, encourage each other, and just encourage each other to be badasses in all your unique and different ways, whether it's your physicality, whether it's your spirituality, whether it's your emotionality, whether it's your financiality, or whatever the word that would be. How do we embrace that unique parts that are you and fire each other up and support each other as we move forward into this wonderful and crazy ass life?
Wow. Oh man, I love the fact that the guests that I've had for the Dr. Ali Griffith show have been so in alignment with my message, with how I feel as being badass, as making power moves. I always speak about power moves and I'm always acronyming it.
Yes.
There's a speech pathologist in me. And the thing about it, but I love that you said, is if you don't know your why, if you don't have anything that's pulling you through to that other side, that's how you stay stuck on that one side.
Right.
And having a vision statement, having that vision of where it is that you want to go, it keeps you moving toward.
Right. Well, how you want to feel. I think that's so significant because you have no idea how things are going to turn out. Like you just don't. But if you have enough of a sense of like, I want to feel this way. And listen, the bottom line sometimes is how I don't want to feel. Because people will say, Katie, how do you keep moving, without knowing the answers? And I said, well, I know what's behind me and I know I don't want that. So whatever's in front of me, I may trip and fall and stumble. I mean, that's the life of an ADHDer. I felt isolated and alone and suffered from serious self-loathing and self-doubt. Listen, I didn't fit in. I was always different. And it took me a long time to embrace that uniqueness and realize that that's what I'm here to do, help others embrace that.
Woo, woo. There's those words again. Hashtag embrace uniqueness, embrace your differences, loving your gift of being you. It takes us a while to just realize that we don't have to be like anyone else out there. My podcast doesn't have to be like your podcast. My book doesn't have to be like your book. Who wants to read your specific words is going to land on your words. And it's all about how it makes you feel. And what is that feeling that you want to feel as you're thinking of putting together or getting to that other side. I know a lot of my listeners are usually people who are going through something, going through a storm, whether it's parenting, whether it's trying to figure out a business, whether it's just trying to figure out life. And to have these tips from someone who is a coach, who's a transformational speaker, who is an author, who has helped create multi-million-dollar businesses, you want to make sure that you're listening to these gems and realize that they're almost the same gems that we have as everyday people that we sometimes push to the side because we think no one's going to listen to us. Well, Kate is saying it, and Kate is saying you got to get to the other side because you don't like what back there looks like.
No.
I don't care about.
Right? No, thank you.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
And learn the lessons, right? So if you don't know, like, it's not like I'm running from my past. Listen, I use my physicality. I'm a fitness girl. It's just my thing. I use that time to go into my body. And that's the way I work and work through things, is to get grounded in my body. It's where it is. This is the temple. This is the one rodeo that we have here, right? In this beautiful and unique body. And, really learning the lesson. That's a lot of the time is people will be like, well, I'm just going to go do that. I'm like, but why? Like, what did you learn from that? What did you learn? And people are always like, what do you mean what I learned? I said, you're going to rewind and repeat the same thing if you don't know what the lesson is. And then you can love on the lesson. You got to love on the lesson.
Ooh, I love that. Love on the lesson. Let me ask a question. As you were moving through the grief process, what lessons did you learn about yourself?
Yeah.
When did you learn to forgive yourself? Because I remember the part when I was so hard on myself. How did you get to that point of forgiveness?
Right. Well, I think that it was the acceptance of what is the highest level of where forgiveness occurs. It's the divinity. So if we can surrender to, there is nothing that I can do, that I was the perfect mother for him, that we had, that whatever it was, however length of time it was perfect. He was my spiritual guru. He was by far the most spiritual human being I've ever met. I mean, he was in a monastery. He was jiving. If he'd walk in a room, you'd be like, who is that? He had a vibe. And so, if I birthed that energy, right? I birthed that energy, right? So I feel like if I was to do anything else, that would be a disservice in dishonoring him and his light. And so that's as simple as that. Like, how would it be beating myself up over, I could have done something different? That's not divine. That's not what, it's just, for me, it became like, and unfortunately, and crazy enough as it is, when things like that happen, when you become that clear, when everything falls away, all of a sudden you look around, call it the grief bomb, maybe. You look around and you're like, whoa, you have a lot of dysfunction around you, right? Even your family of origin, even those people that are supposed to love you can't accept that you're actually going to be okay. And I think that's a big thing, is how do you grieve when all your relationships have shifted and changed and you don't even know who you are in that? But again, there's that place of clarity. You know what you're not going to accept. And that's why it's really important to surround yourself with people, a grief counselor, a coach, friends that you can really, truly trust to lift you up. And you can't do it alone. Don't even think you can do it alone. It's okay. I remember after Will passed, I would climb into anyone's lap that would let me. And I'm not really like, I'm always the giver, but I was like, hold me, and just climb right in. And people let me, and they wanted to. So people want to help you. People want to love on you. And it's to give is easy, right? But to receive, for most women, is the tough part. And that's where the good stuff happens. I believe it is.
Wow, you just laid so many different bombs.
Sorry.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't even want to interrupt you because I was taking notes and I was learning through the process. And it's amazing how, going through periods like that, and you said something that just landed in my spirit and gave me goosebumps through what you were saying, was that I birthed that. And he was a spiritual being. And honestly, and I tell my friends this every day, we don't know when our dash ends, right?
Not at all.
We never know. All I know is we came here for a specific time and a specific reason.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever it is, those reasons are that we're here for, whenever that expiration date happens, whether it's very, very early, middle, late, whatever number that is chosen, that is that time.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't get to pick it. We don't get to say no. All we get to do is cherish the moments when we are here. Mm-hmm. Cherish what we've learned, cherish the people we've touched, and then cherish our uniqueness. Now, if there isn't any other reason to be badass and to be your unique self, is the mere fact that you gotta live your dash. You don't know when that dash of expiration is gonna happen, when that time of expiration is gonna happen.
Nope.
And you don't wanna be like, dang, I should have, I could have, what if?
Yeah.
So I love it. Thank you so much. Do you have any, and we speak about meditation here, do you have any meditative or spiritual practices that you do to help you through your moments?
Oh, absolutely. So every day is a ritual morning. I mean, the daily habits is a game changer for me. So it's lighting a candle, it's reading spiritual readings, a whole variety of different things. And the insight timer goes on. Bows are on, and it's absolutely transformative. This is my daily practice. And I think that maybe it's just because I'm older, I need less sleep. And so it's, getting up at 5:30 and having that hour or two of like chill out time and reading time and learning time. And, it's funny. Allie, it's funny because I really, truly, I say this, and I don't mean to be like, make it sound arrogant, but I really feel that if you can accept profound grief, that you become in some odd way a little bit detached. And for a little while, I couldn't figure out what that was. I was like, oh, does that mean that like I don't have hope? Or like I was confused by it. But what I realized was I'm not attached to the suffering. And you now walk around and you're like, wow, people are so attached to suffering. And I'm not. So that's the part that I think that I celebrate, that I wasn't afraid to do the work. And I know, honestly, the work's ugly, tears daily and all of it. I mean, of course, I miss my baby, but the transformation and the freedom I experience, there's no words for it, honestly. And it is through my spiritual practices, through God, that I am able to walk this earth and be claimed myself.
My goodness. And I love how it's not unleash, it's claim.
Claim, right.
You're badass. And it's funny because I had a friend today asking me because I went from really, really warm back into really, really cold weather. And I was like, oh my gosh, this reminds me where I don't want to live in cold weather.
Exactly.
I gotta rethink my life. And he was like, I'm just gonna claim for you a really, really good and productive day. And I was like, you know what? Shucks. I receive it. I claim it also. And
That is incredible.
back to you. So the fact of not just unleashing, that's like, okay, yeah, I have unleashed it, but then the additional power that
Mm-hmm.
goes with the word claim.
Mm-hmm.
Now I see why it's claim, why it turned into claim, right?
Yeah. And why my son told me that, because I've never even heard that expression. I mean, literally in a dream, said I've been claimed. And I'm like, what the heck? I've never heard of that expression ever. And then here you are, someone saying that to you. That's pretty amazing. I love that.
It's
Woo!
powerful, powerful. Our inner personal power.
Yes.
So I want to ask you, we're going to start wrapping up now.
Sure.
I want you to leave them with something that you spoke of in your book, something to help them to go out there and read it. Guys, she's giving you a free access to her book. There's going to be a link below, but give them 2 or 3 tips of what they'll get out of it and how it will help them to unleash their inner badass, to claim their inner badass. What would you leave them with?
Yeah. So this is, first of all, the cover. I love the cover. Woo, woo.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, so
Look at that.
all listeners will be able to get a free complimentary copy. So I'm super excited to share that to you. But I think the most important thing I want to share with you is that just take a nice deep breath in, and you're worthy. It really comes down to worthiness, that you're worthy of having a breakthrough life. You're worthy of having the love you desire. You're worthy of prosperity and abundance. And most importantly, you're worthy of peace and inner knowing. You really are. So go at it and be a badass. Yeah.
Wow. Can I say boom, boom, boom? If my person is releasing little emojis right now or little graphics, this is when you can put the little fire parts.
I love it.
That was incredible. Yeah, I am worthy. You're worthy. And for those who are listening out there, you are worthy. I want you to scream it out loud wherever you are right now. Just say, I am worthy. Like scream it so you feel it. I don't care if you're in your car, if you're listening to it at work, just scream it. Like if you're a badass, madass,
I love that.
Sometimes you just have to just go out there and just scream it out loud so that you can hear it. We say it, we think it,
right.
But I want you to say it so you feel it in your bones. So
yes, exactly. The vibration of it, it does make a difference. And check it out. Do it in the mirror, And if anyone has any questions, just reach out to me. My website's kate-mckay.com. But the Breakthrough Catalyst is, that's my Facebook page. And there's a launch team if anyone wants to be part of the launch team. But I am giving a complimentary copy to anyone who's interested. And also I would love a review on Amazon. I'm looking to get this one #1. So thank you so much. And the book's going to only be 99 cents through the launch time. So please feel free to share it. And thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Absolutely, guys. So everything she just said, I'm going to have in print. So just go where you just click on it directly. We want to help Kate turn into #1. We want to make sure that we're following her, that we're sharing her information out there. She is so incredible. You're so incredible. I thank you for taking a few minutes just to spend with me. And we had a little pre-conversation before prepping for today, but it went nothing like the prep. Like I always know. We'll just be organic and the way it is how you're getting it right now. I hope you feel the sincerity in our conversation. I hope you feel what it is that you needed to hear today. I hope you feel that you are worthy and that your 2020 is going to be the badass year that you deserve, right? You've put in a lot of work. You've done a lot of sowing the seeds. Let's go out there and reap it. And as you reap it, share it with someone else and share her information. Share this information with someone else as you're listening to this podcast. Now, remember, you can always find me at the drallygriffithshow.com. Definitely follow on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all the caveats under Dr. Ali Griffith. And do me a favor and share this specific podcast with 2 people that you know just needed to hear it today. Let's be more active as opposed to just taking the information in for yourself. Share it with someone else, whether they choose to listen to it or not, on them. I always say that's on you. My job, my role is to give you the option of choosing. Your job is to decide whether you're going to listen to it or not. So thanks for following us today. And remember, in all that you do, be amazing in your thoughts, words, and in your actions. Peace.